Apart
This
from
conference will
Lean Six
now be
Sigma
recorded.
Master Black Belt certification, I have done some more certifications. So I am into ISO 9001 and ISO 27001 as well. I am into Agile and into PMP as well. Now this is a little bit background about me. Now guys, we'll start with the conversation. We'll start with the discussion. But before starting, there's a request which I have for everyone. So we are recording this session, which you can utilize for the near future purposes. I would request everyone to be on the mute. If in case you are not speaking, you have to be on the mute. Otherwise, a lot of disturbance will come up and the entire recording session will get disturbed. Okay. Now, guys, having said that, I think it would be a good starting point to know each other. So now, if you can, guys, introduce yourself and let me know how much experience you are currently carrying, whether you are from the manufacturing or from the service industry. And if you have any prior knowledge or prior experience into the deployment of the Six Sigma, this will help me in giving the relevant examples over to you. Yeah. So we'll start from the top. We'll start from someone by the name of Avirup. Avirup, if you can introduce yourself to me and to the group, please.
Hey, hi everyone. Myself, Avirup Agarwal. In total, I'm having experience of 11 years. Industry in which I'm having experience in service and currently in pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Recently, I have completed my Green Six Sigma Black Belt. So I do have knowledge of
Green belt.
Green Belt.
Okay. Now, guys, one more thing. Okay, one more thing which you have to tell me. If in case you say that you have done your Six Sigma green belt, you are already green belt certified, maybe, right? Just let me know if I was a trainer or not. That will help me in recognizing the things. Okay.
So Devashish was the trainer.
Okay. It's
For
okay.
Green
You
Belt.
don't have to name. You don't have to name the trainer. You just let me know if whether it was me or I was not the one. That's it. I don't
Okay.
need the name of the trainers.
Okay, so you're not the one.
Sure.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Sure. Thank you so much. Guys, I can see someone. I can see two name of the individual. In fact, yeah, individuals are logging in. I can see someone by the name of 10018. So you have to name yourself. Okay, please name yourself. Let's hear from Clear Belly. If you can introduce yourself. If I'm not
Hello?
pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Claribel Diaz. Previously from Republic Cement. I just joined in, so I'm not sure, but I'll just follow whatever you're writing. In terms of experience, I am a procurement manager for almost 20 years already. And the last company I worked with is in Republic Cement, so it's a manufacturing company. And yes, I have a prior knowledge of Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma. I finished a training course in the Philippines. It's in Ateneo Graduate School. This is for 5 months for Black Belt Six Sigma.
So you are already black belt trained?
Yes, I'm already black belt trained.
Okay. And do let me know what are your expectations as well.
Expectations, well, I just need to finish the certification. I need to get the certification. I was not able to finish the live project for the previous training I had due to the divestment of the company. We were divested, and so I was not able to proceed with the live project.
Got it.
So that's the only missing.
I got it. Sure. Got your point. Thank you so much, Claire.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me just hear it from Deepanjali now. Devanjali, I can see that your mic is not working actually. It looks like. I will come back to you, Devanjali. Meanwhile, you can check the connection at your end. Why don't you do one thing? Why don't you just try and log off and log in? Okay. Please log off. Give me a moment, guys. I'm also writing on the chat as well for her. Please log off and log in once again. Okay. Let's hear it from Deepak Kumar. Deepak, if you can introduce yourself to me and to group, please.
Yeah, hi everyone, this is Deepak. So I've got around 16 years of experience. My industry is service, that is business process management. Prior knowledge is I do have prior knowledge. I'm a certified green belt from ISI, and I did my training from teaching on my end. As Campbell said, I couldn't complete the certification. That is reason one. Reason two is that also I would like to delve a little more into the analyze phase, and would like to know things a little more clearly and better.
Okay. And who was the trainer? I was the one, your trainer?
No, sir.
Yes?
No, you're not my friend.
Okay, got it. There's a lot of disturbance, Deepak, which is coming at your end. Maybe just check the background noise. Let's hear it from Deepak Rawat now. Deepak, please go on the mute. Deepak Kumar.
Yeah,
Deepanjali,
good.
go ahead.
Yeah, actually, right now I can hear it because I missed whatever you said because I don't know, I was having some problem. Right now I'm able to hear anything.
You are able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we were just the individuals were just introducing themselves, and previously I had introduced myself. If you can also introduce yourself, maybe just let me know your total experience, industry, and which whether you have any prior knowledge into the Six Sigma or not.
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Debanjali. I have a total of 7 years and 8 months experience. I'm in TCS, I'm in BFSI domain. I have a little bit knowledge about the Six Sigma Green Belt, which I was doing previously, and not overall experience. So I'm very excited to join this course and learn everything. Thank you.
Somnath, no, I will use this. Okay, Somnath, I will let me just decide. Somnath, I will use the way which I am going with. Okay, Deepak Rawat.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Deepak Rawat. I'm currently working as a managing director with a startup based in Noida. So I have a
Okay,
total 8 years experience, and my domain is in service. We are in healthcare. So
okay.
that's a healthcare BPO. And I am a Green Belt certified Six Sigma, and I did my course with the same institute. And Rohit, you were my teacher for the previous course.
Yeah, okay.
And
Thank you so much. Okay, got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Deepak. Let's hear
okay.
from Drishti now as well. I remember your name, Drishti, if I'm not wrong. Dhriti, if I'm not pronouncing your name incorrectly. Is it Dhriti? How do you pronounce your name? Go ahead.
Hi,
Yeah, go ahead.
am I audible? Yeah,
Yes, yes, you're
hi,
audible.
Rohit. Yes, my name is Dhriti. Well, I have completed the green belt in the previous month, and now I'm working in chemical company, and I'm having an experience of around 10 years. So I'm looking forward for a good course here.
So, if I remember, I think I was a trainer, right?
Yes, Rohit. That's right.
Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Dhriti. Let's hear from Dinesh now. Dinesh, if you can introduce yourself to me and to the group, please.
Hey, hi, I'm Dinesh. I'm working for DE Shaw India, and I'm into finance industry. I've done green belt in around 2008, and I've done black belt in 2012. I wanted to do master black belt, but due to the huge gap of this thing, I wanted to ensure that my conceptual understanding is good. So I took up this course.
Okay, great. And how much experience you are currently carrying, Dinesh?
16.
16 years. Very good, Dinesh. Great. Thank you so much, Dinesh.
Thank you.
And welcome to the session.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Ahmed now. EMAD, Ahmed, if I'm not pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Yes, Imad. Yeah.
Ahmed.
My name is Imad. I'm based in Dubai, working in healthcare. Almost more than 18 years in the field, working with sales and business and healthcare sector in general. I didn't get yet the green belt or black belt, but I'm willing to have it in next time in maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So I want to attend the test as soon as possible.
Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Let's hear from Erwin now.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Erwin De Guzman. I've been working for about 24 years, but I've been exposed to Six Sigma over the past 8 years. I'm in the manufacturing and construction industry. I'm the general manager of a publicly listed firm here in the Philippines. I just completed the Lean Six Sigma Green Belt with IMC a month ago. And the main purpose is I want to actually go ahead and understand and learn this process, because I've been dealing with the Six Sigma process, but mostly in the sponsor role. So I think having innate knowledge of this would be better for me. Thank you.
Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Erwin. Let's hear from Gautam now. Gautam, if you can introduce yourself to the group and to me, please.
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You're audible.
Yeah. So I'm a ex-banker and a banking and financial services consultant. Experience of over more than 2 decades. And I completed my green belt with IMC, but with some other trainer.
Okay.
Just last month, and I look forward to learning the nitty-gritties and intricacies of black belt and trying to use it in my consulting work.
Great. All right. Great. Okay. Let's hear from Hemant now. No, we don't have Hemant. Hemant just left. Let's hear from Karthik.
Hey, hi, Rohit. Karthik here. So, to give a brief introduction about me, I have close to 20 years of experience working in IT service sector, Rohit, and I'm part of the delivery practice for enterprise product implementation throughout my last 20 years career. Been working in 5 different product organizations. Currently, I'm working as a delivery head for a company called Odessa, which is Bangalore-based, and that specializes in the software platform for leasing and equipment finance sector. The purpose of me getting into this green and black belt is to improve the overall productivity, bring predictability in the delivery and business that we overlook in a couple of years from now. And I completed green belt just last month in your November and December batch.
In my batch?
Yeah, I was there in the November, December batch. Yeah.
Sure. Got it. Yeah, sure, Karthik. Welcome once again.
Yeah,
Let's hear from Kushagra.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm currently working as a project manager in Salesforce technology. I have overall 12 years of experience, and my company is Tech Matrix.
Okay, got it. Any prior experience?
Last month I completed my green belt from the same institute, and I'm looking for black belt so that I can learn and start implementing these processes in my company.
Okay, got it. I was your trainer?
Right, yes.
Okay, got it. Asif, if you can introduce yourself, please, to the group.
Hi,
Arif, sorry,
my name
Arif.
is yeah. Hi, my name is Mohammad Arif. I have overall 10 years of experience. I have worked with multiple organizations and supported multiple industries like IT, oil and gas, airlines, petrochemicals, etc. And prior to this, yes, I have working experience in Six Sigma projects. However, I have not been certified externally, but I have been certified from two organizations as a Lean Sigma practitioner and Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt. So I've completed two projects.
Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Arif, and welcome to the session.
Thank you.
Let's hear it from Nana now. Nana, if you can introduce yourself to the group.
Hi, this is Naina. I have been working since 8 years in IT industry, and I'm certified in Green Belt.
Okay. You did that from IMC and from ICL itself?
Yes.
And was I the one who trained you?
Yes.
Guys, you have to tell me because there is a reason why I'm asking you. I will let you know the reasons as well. Okay. Prashant Rai.
Hi, Rohit. How are you? Prashant here.
Very good. Yeah.
So, Rohit, I was part of your program last month, on Lean Green Six Sigma. Just to introduce myself to all my colleagues, I am having 17 years of experience and I am from the financial services sector. I had a HR for this organization.
Got
So
it. Sure.
looking
Thank you
forward
so
to,
much. Yes,
yeah,
I remember. I remember. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prashant. Let's hear from
thanks.
Rudra Sen now. This name is also quite familiar to me.
Yeah, I was in your last month batch.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Green Belt
Introduce
batch.
yourself.
I have an experience of 10 years and I have been working in different sectors. And last, I have been working in IT sectors. Basically, it's KPO. It's not IT sector. It's basically regarding finance and all. So more than 5 years of experience in finance sector.
Sure. Got it. Got it, Rudra. Thank you so much, Rudra, for the experience. I meant to say for your introduction. Let's hear from Sachin now. Sachin Patil.
Hi, hello everyone. Myself Sachin Patil. I have 14 years work experience in finance. I'm credit manager. I'm working in service industry. I have a prior knowledge of green belt, but I'm not certified. But I've worked with different projects with the Six Sigma are relevant thing. And my expectation is from this black belt is that to improve the profitability as well as the quality, how we can efficiently work and reduce the cost. So this is from my side.
Got it. Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Sachin. Let's hear from Sam Thomas now. Sam, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hi, this is Sam. Overall, I have 12 years of experience into service industry. I am taking care of sales and delivery. Previously, I don't have any experience with Six Sigma, but I have worked on certain projects, but not certified.
Got it. Sure. No problem. Sure. Thank you so much, Sam, and welcome to this session.
Thank you, Rohit.
Let's hear from Shirley John now.
Hi, everybody. I've got almost 14 years of experience. I work for an international bank named Deutsche Bank. I'm into the asset management team, and I'm certified in Green Belt from IMC. And learning Black Belt, I would like to learn more of it and implement in my company strategies on projects.
Sure. Did I train you on this concept on the green belt?
Pardon, I didn't get you. Sorry.
I was just saying, did I was the one who trained you on the concept, somebody else? Got it.
No, it was Shashi from IMC.
I got it from Shashi. Yeah, I just spoke with him half an hour back. Yeah. Let's hear from Somnath now. Somnath, if you can also introduce yourself to the group, please.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm working with OnePlus as a training and technical lead, and my overall work experience is around 10 years. I have already got a green belt certification from War Sigma.
War Sigma.
So
Okay.
yeah, Var Sigma exemplar global.
Yeah, exemplar. I
I'm the
heard
customer
about it.
support industry.
Got it. Customer support, right?
Yeah, I take care of production, training, and technical support for OnePlus.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Let's hear from Sainath now. Srinath, sorry. Srinath.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, and wish you a happy new year. So I had been in the industry for last 14 years. Predominantly, I have three different work experience. One is on sales and marketing, the other one is on supply chain analytics, and predominantly now I am into digitalization. I had been a green belt certified from Genpact for my previous organization where we had to do a customer issue resolution project through green belt approach. So I have some basic knowledge about green belt.
It would be interesting to know your experience and your knowledge, your project as well during the course of your training as well, Srinath.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that as well. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
hear from Suman Biswas now. Suman, if you can introduce yourself to the group. No, not able to hear you. Not able to hear you. Let's hear from Sunil now.
Hello everyone, Sunil this side. I have 14-year experience in healthcare sector and working in HR department in my company, and I have completed green belt certification with you guys, and you were my trainer last
Very
time.
good. Sure. Thank you so much. And welcome once again, Sunil, to the session.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Swati now.
Hi, a very good afternoon to everyone. So I've got a total work experience of 16 years, out of which 14 has been in telecommunication. And with regards to prior knowledge, I've read a lot about Green Six Sigma, but no certification as yet.
Got it. Sure. Thank you so much, Swati, and welcome to the session.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Uday now. Uday, if you can introduce yourself to the group. Umesh? Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Uday. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Uday.
My name is Uday Kumar. I have 14 plus years of industrial experience in glass and cement industries, erection, commissioning, and maintenance. I have been certified in Green Belt in the month of November, and I'm just step by step implementing the Green Belt Lean Six Sigma practices in my industry, and hope this black belt can elevate my skills.
Sure.
Yeah,
Got your
thank you.
point. Got your point. Thank you so much, Uday. Let's hear
Yes.
from Umesh now.
Yep. Hello everyone. So I have overall 12 years of experience. I'm into service industry, and yes, I do have prior knowledge of the Green Belt project and everything.
Have you done any certification courses prior to this?
Yeah, Green Belt. I'm Green Belt certified.
So did you do that from IMC or from ICL?
ISCL.
Okay, and
Another trainer.
sorry, from some other trainer, right?
Yep. Yep.
Sure, got it. Guys, anybody else who is left? If you want to introduce yourself, anybody else?
Hi, this is Dilly Babu.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have around 19 years of experience in BPO industry. I work as a manager. I have a prior knowledge in Six Sigma, but not certified. So I'm looking for black belt certification.
Got it. Where is anybody else? I can see 29 individuals who have logged in, and I have 28 as of now. Anybody else, guys, who is left, who want to introduce yourself, who want to introduce themselves to the group? Suman, do you want to go? Not able to hear you, Suman. Not able to hear you. Okay, nevertheless. So guys, let's start. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your introduction. I can see that this is definitely quite a diversified group, quite a diversified group. So great. Thank you so much, Suman. Okay, for confirming. Yeah, so most of the individuals over here are quite experienced. On an average, the minimum or the average experience in this group is approximately 14 years now. 14 years is the average experience in this group, which is quite fantastic. Then I can see the individuals are coming from the different industries. Some are from the service, from pharma, from manufacturing, from healthcare, from oil and gas, from banking, from customer service, from marketing, from BPO. One thing is for sure, guys, this is a group which is quite knowledgeable, because out of approximately 28 individuals or 29 individuals, I can see 24 individuals are already trained on the concept, and some of you are already practicing Six Sigma as well. What does this mean to us? It means that I will try to spend, hear me out, okay? I will try to spend very less amount of time on the concept which are quite easy, and will spend most of the time on the concept which you might not be aware, or which are little complex topics, like the hypothesis testing and the MSA, right? So those are the topics which we will try to cover more in details, and for the remaining one, we will try to quickly do. Out of there's another thought, okay? Now the guys who are already trained on this green belt concept from me, okay? The individuals who are already trained, who got themselves trained from me on the Six Sigma front. Now guys, let me just tell you, it should not come as a surprise to you, because there are 9 individuals who are trained on the green belt and they are trained from me. Now, guys, the slides which I would be using as of now, it will look like quite similar to you, okay? It will look like quite similar to you. You will think that this is already something which you have studied. Yes, I agree to the fact that most of the things which you will look in this, which you will see for another 2-3 days, at least for another 3 days, is exactly the things which you have covered. So in black belt also, and in the green belt also, the concepts are exactly the same till the defined phase, okay? Till the defined phase, concepts are exactly the same. Everything will remain the same till defined phase. However, the major difference you will start seeing in between the green belt and between the black belt is from the measure phase, then in the analyze, then in the improve phase. So these are the three phases, in fact, where you will see a major difference coming in. So don't be surprised if you see slides which are similar and you might have already gone through it. And maybe I will request those individuals who are already trained by me, maybe if you could be the last person to answer the questions if I ask anything, because you already know my style of teaching and you might be already aware of the concepts. Fair call with me, everyone? Comfortable? Shall we start?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, let's start, guys. Okay, these slides which I'm using, you don't have to write everything which is there on the slides, nor you have to take the screenshot of each and every slide, because this is something which you will get from your training coordinator. Your training coordinator will share the slides along with a few other important documents which would be required for performing and for learning the things. Okay. Let's start. And like I said, I will be spending very less amount of the time on the concept which are already known to most of us, since you are already trained on the concepts. I guess we'll start with the code of conduct, since you already have shared your expectations with me. Let me just share my expectations, what I'm expecting out of this training session. The guys, your participation is the key to success over here. It should be more of a dialogue rather than a monologue. So I want to make this program more of a workshop for you rather than just the training program. So let's learn it from each other. Let's learn it from each other. Let's switch off or silence your mobile phone, whatever you can wish to do, whatever you can prefer. I'm still okay with it. We'll start and we'll stop on time. Enjoy learning. As there are certain roles and the responsibilities which I have defined for the different individuals. There are certain roles which I have defined for the facilitator and for the trainers as well. I mean to say for the participants as well. Let's look at the facilitator. Facilitator is me. I will keep pace, guys, without leaving anyone behind. Encourage collaboration, appropriate discussion and engagement. For the learners, learn as much you can in this session. Ask questions if you don't understand something. Follow code of conduct, which was there onto the previous slide, and provide feedback on your training experience. Now, guys, within Six Sigma, there are different levels of the belt. So the yellow belt is the foundation of Six Sigma. Then we have green belt, followed by black belt, and finally we have master black belt as well, which is at the top. Now, for each and every level of the category of the belt, there are different roles and the responsibilities which have been defined. Let me just share some of the things which each and every category of the individuals usually try and do during their scope of work. Now, the individual, guys, the individual who is already trained on the yellow belt concept, the other one who is having little bit very less knowledge about terminology about LSS. LSS stands for Lean Six Sigma. So yes, they are the individual who are little bit aware of what this Six Sigma is all about and what are the little bit about the methodology of Six Sigma as well. Now their role is to support the green belt. Now green belt would be doing the projects supported by the yellow belt. Now the individual who is working in a capacity of a green belt will have pretty much very good concept knowledge of the tools and the techniques which are used in the Six Sigma. That's what I'm assuming as of now, that since you are all most of you are already trained on the Six Sigma concept on the green belt at least. So you will have that already pretty good knowledge of the concepts of Six Sigma. Okay. Now the role of the green belt is one to support the yellow belt, and green belt can lead their own less complex projects with the support coming from the black belt. Now the role of the green belt is to ensure that if some analysis needs to be done for the black belt, green belt would be doing the analysis for the black belt. Green belt would be the one who would be doing the brainstorming session and will support the black belt also in the implementation of the solutions as well. Okay. Then we have black belt, which you will all become after attending this session. Now the individual, guys, the individual who is trained on the concepts of Six Sigma, they have pretty much a very good sound knowledge of the concepts which are there in the Six Sigma. Most of the tools are known to them, and they are very good in doing the analysis using the various mathematical and the various statistical models which are there. And they are the one who will be doing, hear me out, they are the one who would be doing most of the projects within the organization, and they will also mentor and guide the green belt and the yellow belt. Okay. Now finally we have master black belt, who is there at the top. Now master black belt is a kind of a change management leader within the organization. Now the other one who will act as a bridge between the leadership team, between the CEO, CFO, and the various senior individuals, senior leadership team within the organization, and between his or her team, which includes black belt, green belt, and the yellow belt. Now master black belt would be the one who will decide how many number of resources are required in his or her team, how many should be the black belt, how many should be the green belt. Master black belt will also keep a track of the savings and will drive a culture of continuous improvement within the organization. With me as of now, everyone so far? Yes, no, maybe?
Rohit, I have a question. Arif here.
Yeah.
how do we define the eligibility for these designations, Rohit?
What do you mean by eligibility?
Eligibility is, is it based on the certifications that have been done, or is it based on the projects that we designate as yellow belt, green belt, black belt within the organizations?
Great. Okay, great question. Okay, let me just try and answer. Now guys, there is no, it will all depend upon the organization to organization. Now the individual who is now if you are taking me to the different tangent altogether, for that you have to first discuss, and you have to tell me how would you be able to categorize the project as a green belt and a black belt. Which project do you consider as a green belt? Which project do you consider as a black belt? I'm sure you are already trained, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have to tell me now, how would you decide whether a project is coming, which fitting under the green belt category, or whether it is fitting under the black belt category?
See, based on my experience, green belt is something which provides a 4FT benefit. That's what I have been told, very clearly within the, as you said, it's different organization to organization. Anything that provides, more than 4FT benefit is green belt. Anything that's less than 4FT benefit to the organization is yellow belt. And the black belt, yeah. And also the concepts, DMAIC concepts, what we apply on individual projects, define, the differences in this belts.
Okay, very good. Now, Arif, it will all depend upon the organization to organization and what methodology and what criteria they have internally defined within the organization, which will distinguish a project from the green belt from the black belt. Okay. Now, the green belt projects might be those which are less complex, which might be leading to some amount of savings, not properly defined whether it is 4FT, 5FT, or how much savings. And there are various other criteria. If you want, I can discuss that with you and with the group later on. Okay, that how you would be able to categorize them into the green belt and the black belt. Now, just hear me out. Just hold on, Srinath. For the individual who is just trained on the green belt concept, okay, would be considered as a green belt. The individual who is already have attended the session or who are trained on the black belt concept and have done, okay, hear me, who have done at least 2 black belt projects would be considered as a black belt certified individual. And the individual who is having pretty much good knowledge of the concepts of the Six Sigma and the black belt, and who is there within the industry for a couple of years now, who is a tenured individual, okay, and who has learned master black belt as well, those would be considered under the category of the master black belt. Now the master black belt would be the one who will have at least experience of, again depending upon the organization to organization, at least 10 years into the Six Sigma domain. Yeah, and they should be trained and tested, and should have practical experience of deploying the organizational level wise Six Sigma deployment. They would be the one who will be coming under this category, usually depending upon the size of the organization. If the size of the organization is small, then there could be only 1 or 2 master black belts. Again, if the organization is quite large, there can be multiple master black belts as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So actually, Rohit, you told no the black belt and the green belt distinction. So when you say less complex and what to say, how do you define exactly?
Again, I knew, Srinath, that this is coming. Okay, this is totally a different concept. Okay, now for me, hear me. Let's say for me something might be less complex. For something which is for me which is less complex might be very complex for you, isn't it, Srinath?
Yeah. So what my thought process.
So within the organization have to decide internally. Okay, the group will be deciding what they will be considering this as a green belt, or what is complex or less complex. Now guys, let's do one thing. Guys, are you actually, since you all are aware of this concept of Six Sigma, do you know actually how to categorize them into the green belt, yellow belt, or a black belt category? Let's start from this itself if your concepts are not clear. Would you
To
be
be
able
very
to?
honest, I have no idea on that. I am a green belt certified from my organization, but I don't know how should I distinguish between black belt and a green belt. According to me, if what to say, the black belt is the one who will be guiding the green belt and
Absolutely.
supporting the green belt. That's it. I have idea.
Absolutely, that's what I said. That's what I said. Others, how would you distinguish? Let's assume, okay, let's assume everyone. Let's say there are 5 projects within the organization, okay, 5 improvement opportunities within the organization. How will you decide whether the project is coming under the yellow belt, green belt, black belt, or the master black belt category? And who would be given that responsibility to do it? How would you decide this? Batao?
So I would categorize based on the number of projects that have been worked upon by the individual. If they have worked upon some complex projects for more than 5, would definitely put it under black belt. And
No,
anything
Arif,
less than
Arif, that's not the question. Okay, I'm not saying that how would you put the individuals under which category. I'm saying that how will you put the projects into which category, not the individuals.
Okay, Rohit, let me take a opportunity here. Maybe certain organizations would have defined their project levels based on certain criteria, like value of money, value of time, or something like this. So based on those criteria, they will qualify, and also the project sponsor will also look into the skills and the expertise required to deliver that particular project, and what are the resources required, and what would be the cost, time, and other benefits what we will get from that project. So based on that, they'll have a category generally. So based on that category or criteria, they will decide which a project to be assigned to which level.
I agree.
Adding to that, we can also differentiate based on if a project is specific to only a department, or is it multiple department or the entire organization. That's
Absolutely.
impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in agreement with you, Arif.
Yes.
Okay, let me just quickly do one thing. Okay, guys, I will not take much amount of time since this is a separate discussion altogether. But yes, I will give you a glimpse of it, how it can be done. Okay. Let's take this example. Okay, let's say again, guys, you as an organization, you have to decide the different parameters on which you would be gauging them. Okay, let's take this example. Let's say what are the things which can be put into the deciding the criterias. Do you think saving should be the one? Isn't it? Saving should be one of the criterias.
Yes.
Then what should be the criteria? Maybe the
effort or resources.
Yeah, maybe I will say
Duration.
Impact of project, right? Whether the project would be impacting just one individual, or it would be impacting 2 individuals, or will it be impacting the multiple individuals, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Now
Project duration.
Duration could be the one. Then it could be the costing as well, isn't it? Maybe because you cannot do anything on its own, you have to invest money as well, right? Maybe the support required as well, isn't it? Just putting few parameters, guys. There could be many other parameters you have to think. Okay, you have to think as a team. Let's say what you will be doing now, guys. What you have to do, you will say if the project is giving you, okay, if the project is giving you a let's say over here, let me just do it this way. If the project is giving you a benefit of, let's say, less than 1 CR, you will give a rating of, let's say, between 1 to 3. Okay, let's say maybe put it 3. If the project is giving a benefit of, let's say, between between 1 CR and 3 CR, maybe you will give a rating of 4, and above 3 CR, you will give a rating of 5. What is this? These are weights, right?
Weightages.
Weightages, right? Isn't it? Now, this is one of the criteria. What is one of the criteria? Savings. Second is maybe let's say the duration. Let's say if you can complete within
6 months. 3, 4.
let's say less than 3 months. Okay. Again, hypothetically, I'm just putting, you have to decide as a team between 3 and 6 months, maybe
Okay.
4, and maybe let's say above 6 months, it would be 5. Fair call so far?
Yeah.
Let's say maybe this impact, whom is it impacting? Is it impacting only one individual, or is it impacting the multiple? Let's say 1, or let's say the team, one team, your team. Okay, let's say 3, or maybe let's say 2 to 3 team, maybe let's say cross-functional team as well. Let's say you will give a rating of 4. Maybe if it will impact entire company, maybe you will give a rating of 5. Getting my point? Yeah, let's say, again, I'm not getting more into details. Let's say these are 3 or 4 parameters or 5 parameters which you have decided. Now what you can do, let's say there is one of the projects. Okay, first project is, let's say, reduce turnaround time. Hypothetically, let's say within the turnaround time, what you noticed that it will give you a benefit of let's say 4 CR. Okay, between 1 and 3, and it will take 4 to 6 months, and it will impact this as well. So how much is the total rating which you have got as of now?
5 plus
Maybe let's say total rating is 11,
10.
right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
11. Now guys, what you can do, you can take the decision criteria. You can make the decision criteria like this. Maybe if the total scores are less than 10, okay, then it will be considered as a yellow belt. Between, let's say, hypothetically 11 and let's say 15, then green belt. And maybe if it is above 15, it would be considered as a black belt. Getting my point?
Okay.
Now, if you know that the project which is under the category of a green belt, you can align and you can assign this project to the individual who is trained on the green belt concept and who is already doing some of the projects. Now, the project which is of a black belt category, which means that it would be definitely a complex project and it will give you the higher amount of benefits, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And no organization will like to get this get into that situation where it does not work. So they will be giving this kind of a complex projects to the individuals who is already trained and delivered some of the black belts projects altogether. That's how you can categorize the projects into the different category. With me, everyone?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's the quality team of the organization who will create this framework to decide,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a business excellence team, not the quality team. It's a business excellence or the innovation team or the process excellence team you can consider as.
Perfect. I think that answers the question. Thanks, Rohit.
Got it. But I think I hope this was helpful to everyone. You would be able to do it.
Yep.
Do you know there are certain kind of awards like the Peacock Award, which is given to the various organizations who participates in the various forums outside the organization, and they try and deliver and showcase their projects work. That's how you can even decide the projects which you would like to take it further for the external discussion as well, not only the internal but the external as well. Okay. Now guys, how this presentation layout will look like. So we'll start from the very word quality. We'll not spend much amount of time. We'll discuss what is quality, Six Sigma and overview, what is Sigma and Six Sigma, DMAIC, DMA, DV, and DFSS. Have you heard about all these three concepts? I'm sure a little bit.
DMAIC,
Yeah.
yes.
DMAIC, DMA, DV, and DFSS. We'll start with the basic stats first, okay? Then we'll move to the higher complex stats. Now, with an assumption that you all had stats till at least 10th standard, I will teach you basic stats. And when we will come to the concept which are of black belt nature, which are more technical, I will teach you stats which is of the chartered accountant level as well. Anyone who is a chartered accountant in this session? Anyone? None. But still, you don't have to worry about a lot of the mathematics part, because we only want you to do the interpretation from the data. We don't want you to learn the formulas. For that, we have the system and the softwares and the application, isn't it? You don't have to worry about it. Then we will study the normality concept, process capability. What are the different ways of initiating a project? Define phase, we'll talk about the project charter. SIPOC. Measure phase will look at the data collection plan, process capability. MSA. Within MSA, we will look at both discrete as well as continuous. Then in the analyze phase, we'll start with the identification of access. Then major time will go into the hypothesis testing, 7 tools of the quality. Then in the improve phase, I will talk about the improvement plan, FMEA, which stands for failure mode effect analysis, and one of the most complex tools which is used within Six Sigma is DOE, which stands for design of experiment. Then finally, we'll talk about the control plan and control charts as well. Apart from this, there are a few other concepts which are there in the Six Sigma. I will try to take you through them as well. I will introduce Minitab over to you. I'm sure guys, I'm sure you all have heard about Minitab. Have you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How about this? Guys, do you all have Minitab with you?
No.
Or is
No.
it, has this been expired? Is it
No.
expired?
Yeah,
Yes.
it
I
has.
had
Is
a
it
Yes.
still
crack
working?
Yes.
Is it still working for you?
I do have a crack version.
You have a crack version. Okay. Very good. Okay. Very good. Okay, we'll see how we'll make it possible for you. Okay, if in case it has actually expired, we'll see how I can guide you up in doing it. Okay. Then we'll study the few case studies and the dummy projects as well. Within Lean, we'll talk about what is Lean, what is the difference between the Lean and Six Sigma. We'll also talk about the different type of waste which actually exist. Yeah. 5Y analysis, 5S analysis, and Poka yoke and Gamba walk as well. Okay. These are some of the concepts which I thought of discussing with you as well in today's session. I meant to say not in the today's session. This is something which we would be discussing in the entire session which is there. Fair call?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Guys, like I said, I want to make this more of a workshop for you rather than just a training program. So let me just hear your thoughts, guys. What do you think this quality is all about? How would you define the quality for me?
Customer specification.
Yes. What else?
Meeting customer requirement with the product line, whatever you are trying to deliver.
Come again, Srinath.
So providing the product line with the required customer specification
Got it.
and without any failures of that particular product.
So meeting the requirements of the customer, isn't it? That's what you're just trying to see, without any failure.
Yeah.
Meeting the specifications which the customer might have called it
Yeah.
out. Yeah. What else?
Accuracy.
Accuracy. Definitely, it talks about the accuracy. What else?
Aside from
Overall,
meeting the requirement of the customers, it's also a reduction in the variation.
That is all Six Sigma is all about. Six Sigma is all about reducing the variations. Totally agreed.
Yeah.
Totally agreement. Okay. Okay, now guys, let me just try and explain what this quality is. Now, to quality is, I will not say that the definition which you have given is incorrect or right, because you might be having your own definition. I might be having my own definition of quality. Let me just share some of the definitions with you. Now, one of the definition is the totality feature of any product which are capable of satisfying the customer need is known as the word quality, which means that whatever the customer might have called out, whatever the customer's requirements are, if in case you are able to meet those customers requirement, it would be considered as a quality product for us, right? Isn't it? It would be considered as a quality product in the eyes of the customer if you are able to deliver what the customer is looking for. Second definition is doing the right things and doing the things right every time. So it should not be the case that you have done the things perfectly as per the needs and as per the requirement of the customer once, and from next time onwards you start making mistakes in it, or there are certain errors or defect in it. No, it will not be considered as a quality product since you are not able to meet the standards consistently. So it's all about consistency of the things, how you are able to meet and how you are able to deliver those things to the customer. So it should be a way of life. You should be able to deliver the things right the first time and every time as well. However, the best definition which I usually like is the one which has been given to us by ASQ, which stands for American Society of the Quality. ASQ defines quality as characteristics of a product or services that can satisfy the customer stated, specified, implied, and indirect needs. Now, what do you mean by stated and the specified? And what do you mean by implied and indirect needs? Okay, stated and the specified needs are those of the customer which the customer might have specifically called out, right? Isn't it? That these are the things which the customer definitely wants in the product or in the services, which are just nothing more than the specifications of the customers. And indirect needs are those which the customer might not have called out, but we as an organization, you as a service provider, you as a product developer should identify, should try and gauge what are the indirect needs of the customers are, and should try and imbibe those also in the while delivering the product of the services to the customers. With me so far, everyone? Think from this angle. Let's say I'm sure you have your SLA documents which has been signed with your customer and with your clients. What do we have actually in the service level agreements? What do we have in the SLA documents? What do we have actually in the SLA documents?
Turnaround time, quality.
Sorry.
Turnaround time, quality, efficiency.
So what are those? So these are the KRAs and the KPIs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the KRAs and the KPIs. Now, if you are not able to meet the KPIs or the KRAs, I'm sure it will lead to the customer dissatisfaction or your client dissatisfaction, isn't it? And it might be lead to some kind of penalty as well on your billing amount. So those are the things which have been specifically and categorically called out by your client or by your customer, and which is there mentioned on your agreement as well. But do you think apart from mentioning those, apart from those KRIs and the KPIs, do we have any other details which are or any other requirement which the customer might have or your client might have and might not have called it out in the SLA? Do they look out for more details from you? isn't it? Don't they want you to do the analysis and provide them the business insights? Don't they want you to bring more efficiencies into the processes? Yeah, and don't they want you to do the some kind of the improvement projects for them and provide some kind of benefits? Has this been agreed with the client? Maybe no, right? That is not mentioned in your service level agreement, but that is something which is being which is being foreseen by the service provider, and they try and provide that to the customer because they know that if they provide more better services to the customer, it will definitely lead to getting more businesses from them. With me?
Hi, Rohit. I have a question, yeah.
Go ahead.
With regards to quality definition, would we also include, for example, in telecommunication industry, the specifications or the minimum requirements that a regulator would specify?
Yeah. So those are the things which will be regulated by the government. Yes, you have to comply to them as well. See, again, sorry, what's his name? Your name was Swati, right? Now, Swati, who has actually given you those regulations? Tell me.
It would basically be over a period of time with, customer complaints and stuff that a regulator would then
No.
emphasize on.
Again, the point is those regulators are who? Those are the external customer, right? Or could be an internal customer, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to. We are not specifically calling out whether it is for the internal customer or for the external customer. So you have to see who are the internal customer and the external customer, and whatever the needs and the expectations of the customers are, be it internal or be it external, you have to provide them to. You have to provide them.
Clear.
Yeah. Okay. Now guys, I also have a mathematical equation also of the quality for you. The mathematical equation of the quality is performance upon expectations. Take this example. Let's say if I am a service provider, let's say let me just take you simplest of the examples from you to give you. Let's say guys, let's say if I am feeling hungry, if I ordered something from outside, or I made a online order, what do you expect? What are your expectations? What are your expectations if you ordered food from outside?
It should be
on-time delivery.
On-time delivery, very good. On-time delivery is something which you definitely look out for. Okay, what else?
Hygiene.
Hygiene, okay.
Good packing.
And good packing, okay. And maybe the person who is delivering it should be courteous as well, isn't it? I'm sure you look out for those things as well. They should not be the rude to the customer, and they should be able to deliver that within the stipulated amount of time. Yes.
Yeah.
So those are your expectations, and who would be sharing the expectations? Who would be giving the expectations? It would be customer only, isn't it?
Yeah.
How
Yes.
about this? And what are the performance? Performance means, let's say if you thought of if you had 3 or 4 expectations, however the performance of the service provider is more than your expectation, don't you think it's a great product? They have been able to overachieve the quality. So the quality would be greater than 1 when the performance is more and the expectation is less. Yes, isn't it? Maybe
Yes.
do you all eat sometime pizza? Do you eat Domino's pizza?
Yep.
So what's the turnaround time of Domino's pizza? What they say, they will try to deliver that within 30 minutes, isn't it? Within 30 minutes, there's a service level guarantee which they have given, provided if it is not a bulk order. If it is not a bulk order, they will try to deliver that within 30 minutes. But have you noticed that they also try to deliver that within 20 minutes as well? Sometimes they would have been able to deliver it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So their performance over those in those scenarios would be more than your expectations. Yeah. They also know that what are the things which the customer want, because you don't like to eat cold food, you want good cheese, you want good services, everything should be perfect as per the customer. Yeah. So the performance over there would be greater than 1. If the performance is exactly equivalent to the expectation, then the quality would be equivalent to 1, right? And how about this? If your performance is less than the expectation, then
Less than 1.
sorry,
Less than 1.
yes, less than 1, which means that it will lead to the customer dissatisfaction, isn't it?
Yep.
It will lead to the customer dissatisfaction, and eventually it might lead to the loss of the businesses for the customer, but for the service provider, and it might lead to the loss of the customer. So the customers might not come back once again to you, and they might move somewhere else. With me, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about this, guys. Let for a moment, the dimensions of the quality. Now, if you are planning, guys, if you're planning to purchase any product or services, what do you look for? What do you look for in the product or services before purchasing them? What are the few things, critical things, which which will decide you to whether to take or not to take?
Price.
Cost.
Cost. Okay.
Then followed by
Brand.
what?
Brand name. Okay. Brand specific. Okay.
Other people's review about the product.
Review. Okay. Very good, Swati. Yeah. What
And then
else?
service.
Very good. Service is definitely something which I definitely look out for. When I say service, it's after sales service. Don't you guys look out for the after sales services as well before purchasing the product?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Isn't it? Yeah, we definitely look out for. What else do you look out for?
Reliability.
Very good. Reliability and durability.
Durability, reliability,
Yes.
and
Now, guys, sorry, go ahead.
durability, reliability, speed of service, availability of service.
Yeah. Now, guys, there are 8 dimensions of quality. I will teach you 4 as of now. Let's look at 4. Performance refers to the product primary operating characteristics. Now, these are the basic features which should be there in the product or in the services. Otherwise, you will not be able to even sell your product or the services to your customers altogether. Okay. Now, these are the things which should be there. Now, second is the features. Now, what are the features? Features are the additional characteristics. Features are the additional characteristics that enhances the appeal of the product, which means that the organization should try and identify the indirect needs of the customers as well, and should try and provide them as well, right? So this will make sure that your product are standing a little bit apart from your competitors as well. Do you look out for the reliability? That the product should be reliable. It should be able to function for the purposes for which you actually have purchased that product or the services. If the product is not able to function for the purpose which you have purchased it, is it of any use for you? Maybe no, right? If it is not functioning for the purposes for which you have purchased, it is of no use. Now it should be definitely functioning. It should not fail. So for example, let's say if this time I'm using my laptop for providing the training, I know that it's a reliable product. It will function and it will not fail, and I would be able to deliver the training. If my product is not functioning well, if it keeps on hanging and if it keep on rebooting, then I will not be able to deliver the purpose for which actually I have purchased it, isn't it? Don't you think it's not a reliable product in that scenario? With me? How about this? Do you look out for the durability as well?
Yeah.
We all look out for the durability as well. Now, what is the durability? Durability is the length or the longevity or the life of the product. If you purchase a product and if it stops functioning tomorrow, do you think it would be a reliable product? No, right? It will not be a durable product. Just take this example. Do you purchase just take this very hypothetical example, we will understand. Have you purchased any kind of LED or any kind of bulb? Have you purchased it any point of time during your life? I'm sure you might have, right?
Yes.
So what is written on the box? What is written on the box? It says the length or the life of the bulb is 100 hours or 1000 hours, isn't it? Now you look out for the product, right? That it should be able to function for the amount of the time which is actually being mentioned and what is being quoted on it. Only then you will consider it as a reliable product. And durability means that, let's say if by mistake you just throw that product onto the floor, and if it falls down, you pick it up and it should start functioning. Yeah, so that would be a durable product. It should not break down. It should not break if in case it falls on the, maybe falls from somewhere, and if maybe from the floor to the, maybe from your hand to the floor, anything. How about serviceability? Do you look for the serviceability as well? Do you look for the serviceability? We do, right? Now what is serviceability? Serviceability is the speed with which the product can be put into the services when it breaks down. Take this example. Let's say within your organization, if your internet services or any other software or applications are not working, don't you raise your Jira or a Jira ticket? Don't you do that? We do, isn't it?
Yes,
We raise
yes.
a Jira or a Jira ticket now. Yeah, and for each and every ticket which you raise, there is a turnaround time which has been defined. There is a turnaround time which is defined, which will call it out whether it will be solved within 4 days, or whether, I mean to say, within 4 hours or 24 hours or 48 hours. Now depending upon the complexity, the service time is being defined. Yeah, so we definitely look out for the serviceability of the product as well. How many service center, or how many what is this, maybe the after sales service of the product is once we purchase it from any service provider. With me on these dimensions of the quality: performance, features, reliability, durability, and serviceability.
Yes.
Now guys, let's talk about little bit about the cost of the quality as well. Now guys, what do you think could be the different categories of the cost which needs to be incurred for delivering a good product or the services to the customer? Let's say you are into the service provider, you are a service provider, or you are into the manufacturing of any product. What kind of cost do you think needs to be incurred by the organization, or would you be incurring?
Product cost, operating cost.
Operating cost, okay. What else?
Quality of resourcing materials.
Quality of
Material resources.
material resources, okay. What else?
Manpower
Production
cost.
Operation
Manpower
cost,
cost. Product cost, okay.
Overhead cost.
Sorry, overhead cost.
Yeah.
What do you mean by overhead cost? Do I understand, but still in the interest of others?
Okay, so see, there will be direct cost and indirect cost, right? So the direct costs are nothing but your raw material cost, your labor cost, and your product, whatever instruments you're using, that cost, power, all those things will come under your direct cost. However, when it comes to the indirect cost, which is nothing but the overhead cost, like your administrative cost and other things will come into your indirect cost.
Okay,
So that's
very
what I
good.
meant by cost.
Yeah, sure, got it.
External cost and internal costs.
Yes, very good, Uday. Very good. Internal and external cost is definitely the two categories of the cost.
Repeating cost.
Sorry?
Repeating cost. Cost of repeating.
Your voice is not clear, Ahmad.
Cost of repeating.
Cost of repeating. Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Yes, definitely. That is another cost which you have to bear as an organization.
Hidden costs.
Hidden cost, like?
Yeah, like some of the jobs which we have done that was not included. It may repeatedly we are facing, but we cannot trace those costs.
Okay.
So Rohit, one question here, since you and I don't know the gentleman's name who told internal and external cost. Can you just give a brief on what is it?
Just hold on. Just hold on for 10 minutes, Srinath. All those will come up. Okay, let me just try and explain this, guys. What are the different categories of the cost? Now, the quality affects all the aspects of the organization and has a dramatic cost implication. The most obvious consequences occur when the poor quality creates dissatisfied customer and eventually leads to loss of your business. Now, the quality has many different categories of the cost. It can be divided into the two categories. Let me just show you the different categories of the cost which we have. Now, the first category consists of the cost which necessarily needs to be incurred for delivering a high quality, which are called quality controlled cost, which are again of two type, which are prevention cost and appraisal cost. So the first category is where you have to incur the cost for delivering the good product or the services, which are called quality controlled cost, which are prevention cost and appraisal cost. The second category is the category of the cost which will result from providing the poor quality or the services to the customer, which are called quality failure cost, which are again of two type, internal failure cost and external failure cost. Let's look at all of them, guys, more in detail: prevention, appraisal, external and internal. Let's say I am a customer, I reach out to you and you are into the manufacturing or you are into the services, you're providing the services. I reach out to you and there is an agreement which is we get into an agreement and there is a um, service level agreement and there's a contract which is being signed between you and me that you would be providing the services and you would be providing the product which I am looking out for. Now, do you think, guys, would you be able to start doing the production from tomorrow onwards? Would you start doing the production or would you start making the application or delivering the services from tomorrow and onwards itself?
No.
Is it that possible? No, right? It's not that possible. What would you do? Don't you think you have to create the first blueprint of how the services or how the product needs to be made, isn't it?
That's something like a dry run. We have to do it.
Dry
As you
run
told.
is later on. Dry run is later on, Srinath. So first thing is you will be making certain plans how the things needs to be executed. Yeah, you will be hiring maybe some of the individuals. You might be providing certain trainings to the individuals. You might be conducting certain meetings with the individuals, and conducting the meetings, providing the training is definitely a cost to the organization. Yeah, you might be requiring some raw material needs to be purchased. You might be needing some applications or softwares needs to be purchased or deployed, isn't it? Okay, those are the costs which are the direct costs which needs to be incurred, or some of them are direct, some of them are indirect, maybe like the meeting cost or the training cost are those which needs to be incurred before you will start delivering or for delivering the product, which are coming under the prevention cost. Now, guys, let's say you have made the product, and before delivering that with the customer, do you want to do the testing of the product as well? Do you want to do the testing? Do you want to do the UAT testing or the evaluation or the auditing? Do you want to do so? Don't you want to do the testing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
But has the customer asked you to do so? Is it a customer requirement?
No, it's the expectation, right?
No. Yes.
That is not even the expectation. Is it a customer requirement? No, it's not a customer requirement. Is it expectation? No. But do you feel it's a business requirement?
It's business requirement. How it means if it is reliably failed, then it
Yeah,
reflect to the business.
absolutely. So those are not the direct requirements of the customer, but yes, it is a requirement of the business, isn't it? Let's say if you are
Yeah.
deploying certain individuals who are doing the testing or evaluating. Now, the cost of testing and evaluating is definitely a cost to the organization. They have deployed some good amount of individuals who are performing this role. Yeah, that would be coming under the category of the appraisal cost, where it is related to the testing and evaluating. Now, guys, when we talk about the internal and the external failure cost, let's say your auditor, your evaluator did some testing and they were able to identify some gaps in the product. Don't you want to bridge those gaps first before passing that on to the customer? Don't you want to do so?
Yes.
What's your
Yes,
thought?
of course.
So what you would be doing? You would be working on the product once again. You would be reworking, isn't it?
Yes. Rework.
And rework is cost to the organization, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
rework is a cost, repair is a cost. How about let's say there are material losses or there is a lot of scrap, it's a cost to the organization, right? And that would be coming under the internal failure
Internal
cost.
failure.
Let's say now, let's say you have delivered the product or you have delivered the services to the customer, and the product or the services is under the possession, is in the possession of the customer. Now if the product fails or if stop working at the customer site, what will happen if it stops
Repair.
working at the, sorry,
You have to repair it.
maybe I might not want to repair it. Now as a customer you want to get that fixed, right? Isn't it? You as a customer wants to get that fixed. Now as a service provider, I have two different options which are available. Either I can send my engineer to repair the product, or I can recall the product and I can send the new product to the customer. Isn't it?
Either way, yes.
Yeah. Now can the organization expect or demand some money from the customer?
No.
No.
Maybe no, right? Because
No.
the product itself is into a warranty or a guarantee period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel it's a cost to the organization for sending the
Yes.
engineers and recalling it? And it would be coming under the category of the external failure cost, guys. And trust me, external failure cost is much more deadly to the organization rather than the internal failure cost, appraisal cost, or the prevention cost. Why? Because one dissatisfied customer might take more potential customers with them, isn't it? And they might not even come back.
The cost of reliability.
Yeah, cost of reliability or cost of maybe the agreement which you might have. The prevention cost is the cost of preparing and implementing a quality plan. Appraisal cost is cost of testing, evaluating, and inspecting quality. Excuse me. Internal failure cost is cost of scrap, rework, and material losses. And external failure cost is cost of failure at the customer site, maybe including return, repairs, and recalls. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Srinath, clear?
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Very good. Okay, this is the same thing in the different grid altogether, but this is the same thing. Let's talk about this word, guys. Sigma. You don't have to get into the meaning of this word sigma, because this is something I'm sure you are a little bit already aware, and this is something which you would be learning for another 9 days or so. Let's talk about the word sigma. Now, what is sigma? The term sigma is used to show the distribution or spread about the mean value. Sigma is a symbol which shows the degree of variation in a process. Sigma is a symbol which shows the degree of variation in a process. The symbol of a sigma is exactly the symbol which is used for standard deviation. So you can say sigma is also a standard deviation. Comfortable so far?
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about a little bit about the history of the Six Sigma as well. Now guys, tell me who is considered as the father of Six Sigma? Individuals who are already trained.
Bill Smith.
And from where it started?
I think from a company where he was working for Motorola. It was
Sorry,
then
come again.
He was working for Motorola.
Yeah.
So that's when he invented this Six Sigma concept.
Yeah, absolutely. Now guys, the Six Sigma was developed by Bill Smith in year approximately in year 1986-87. He is also known as the father of Six Sigma. Now Motorola was the very first company to instigate this Six Sigma breakthrough strategy, and like I said, its implementation began somewhere around 1986 and 87. Now guys, because of the implementation of this Six Sigma, Motorola was able to save approximately $16 billion for the organization. Now guys, what was happening in early 1980s, Motorola was facing some of the serious competition from its Japanese competitor, and in fact they were facing the competition from the Japanese companies, and the Japanese organization or the Japanese companies were offering much better product at a much lesser price to the customer, as a result of which Motorola was losing its market share, and most of the customers were moving on to the competitor. Think from this angle. Let's say if you are purchasing, if you regularly purchase any product or the services, and if there is a service provider or there is a manufacturer who is providing you a same product at a much lesser price, and which is much more, having much more features, and which is much more durable, don't you think you will switch off to the competitor? You will move to the competitor and you will purchase them product from the
Definitely.
manufacturing, isn't it? Till the time you are not brand loyal, you will not stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was happening. Motorola was losing its market share from to its competitor. That's when Motorola requested its competitor that if they can allow some of their engineers to go and see how the production is done and do some kind of Gamba walk as well. I hope you all know what is Gamba walk.
No.
No. No? Okay. Still okay. We'll discuss during the lean, the Gamba. Now guys, Gamba in short is nothing more than the floor walk, or maybe you just go to the production floor and see the how the things is actually being getting done. So engineers of the Motorola went ahead and they look at how the production was actually being done on the production floor, and they came up with some of the findings. Okay, some of the findings of the Motorola's engineers were that the internal defects were quite high inside the Motorola's. Repair and the rework again was quite high at the Motorola, and reliability was low since some of the defects were passing on to the customer as an inspection labs. And like I said, one dissatisfied customer will take 10 potential customers with them. That was actually happening. Now guys, tell me, out of the 4 categories of the cost which we talked about, under which category of the cost do you think Motorola was investing very less amount of money?
Internal failure cost and as well as
In
external
which
failure
category
cost.
they should no, it's incorrect guys. Why would you invest in the internal failure cost?
Prevention cost.
Sorry.
Quality.
Prevention cost. I think the
Yeah.
very first.
Yeah. So they were investing less in the prevention cost. What is prevention cost? Because prevention cost is nothing more than the research and the development cost, isn't it? Now, if you invest more heavily on the research and the development cost, don't you think lesser is the amount of the money which you have to invest in the appraisal cost or onto the testing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and lesser would be a failures, internal or the external. So they were investing very less amount of money onto their research and the development, and their appraisal cost was also very less, because of which some of the gaps and errors were getting passed on to the customer, as a result of which Motorola was losing its market share to its competitor. Fair call. Now guys, do you know this gentleman Bob Galvin? Who is Bob Galvin? Who is Bob Galvin? Or who was Bob Galvin? In fact, who is not, who was actually Bob Galvin? Bob
He was
Galvin, yes. If
he was
somebody just mentioned.
The son of founder of Motorola.
son of Motorola's executive.
Yeah, so he was the CEO of Motorola. Okay, and there were a couple of individuals who played a very pivotal role in deployment of the Six Sigma, and he was one of them. So Bob Galvin was is considered as the CEO of Motorola. Then we have Bill Smith, who is considered as a father of Six Sigma. Then we have Michael Harry, who was a co-architect in Motorola itself. Just look at this, guys. Let me just write it down. Okay, now look at this. Who is Bob Galvin?
CEO of Motorola.
CEO. And Bill Smith?
Father of Six Sigma.
Father of Sigma.
Father of Six Sigma, isn't it? Now guys, what did this gentleman Bob Galvin did, and a couple of more folks, they thought of if they can come up with a methodology which can support them in coming out of this difficult time, since they are losing a lot of money to its competitor, and the customer database is also moving to the competitors. What they thought of, if they can come up with the methodology which can support them in coming out of this difficult time. That's when Bill Smith was given the responsibility if he can try and come up with a structured approach to solve all this problematic area and how the things can be improved. That's when this gentleman, Bill Smith, went ahead and he did studied various books. Okay, he did studied Lean as well. So Lean is, so when was Six Sigma born? In year 1986.
86.
86, 87, right? And when was Lean born? In approximately in year 1920. Okay. And SPC was also studied, which stands for statistical process control, which includes the control charts. He did studied about some of the concepts of the project management as well. He did study the various mathematical and the models as well. He did study the stats parts as well, and he came up with the methodology. Okay. Now don't think, guys, that Six Sigma is something which is totally new. No, Six Sigma is nothing which is new, and it was already existing in small bits here and there. What did this gentleman did Bill Smith? He actually have been able to bring the different best practices from the different areas and have been able to consolidate them at a one place. Okay. Now he came up with the methodology which stands for MAIC. What do we do actually in the M phase? What is M?
Measure,
Measure.
analyze,
Analyze,
Improve,
implement,
control.
Control, right? What do we do actually in the measure phase?
look into
Measure
the
past performance.
Check current
performance.
performance level, right? Isn't it? What do we do actually in the root cause, in the analysis phase? Identify root cause of the problem. That's what we do.
Yeah.
What we do actually in the improve phase? Implement. Identify and implement solutions. What do we do actually in the control phase? Sustain the improvement.
Performance
Isn't it?
monitoring of that.
Yeah, so sustain the improvement. These are the few things which have been done. Now guys, because of this implementation of these four phases, measure, analyze, improve and control, Motorola was able to gain lot of benefits. That's when few other more organizations came into the picture, and they also started showing their interest in learning this great methodology, which is Six Sigma. Okay, a couple of the organization was, have you heard about this? Allied Signals.
Yeah.
How about this?
Yes.
Honeywell.
Yes.
Yeah. So these organizations also started showing their interest in learning this methodology, which stands for measure, analyze, improve, and control. Since this is a very structured approach of learning, so what they did, they approached to Bob Galvin and they requested Bob Galvin if Bob can conduct some of the workshop for them, and they can, if they can, they are the, I mean to say. Just skipped out of my mind. Yeah, so they did discuss with Bob Galvin, and they asked Bob Galvin if they can conduct some of the workshop for them, and they can let them know how this actually works, entire methodology works. Okay, now Bob Galvin was quite good in it, and they did conducted some of the workshop for these organizations as well. That's when they also started gaining benefit out of it. Guys, that's when another bigger organization came into the picture, and that's when the entire things changed. Have you heard about GE?
Yeah.
What is GE? General Electric, right? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Guys, what they said that, guys, you are doing a fabulous job. You are doing a fabulous job, and you have been able to come up with the structured methodology, which stands for measure, analyze, improve, and control. However, as of now you are doing, there's a problem which is being given to you by the leadership team, and you start working upon it by measuring it, identifying, control, and so on and so forth. However, there is something which is missing. You have not been able to prioritize the right set of the problem on which you should try and work. So just take this example, like guys, let's say there is a problem. There are 4 problems, let's say A, B, C, and D. And this is the ROI. You all understand what is ROI? Return on investment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's say what they said, that by implementing first solution, by working on the first solution, first problem, the organization would be able to get let's say benefit of $20,000. By working upon the second, they would be able to get a benefit of 2,000, then maybe 3,000, and maybe let's say 8,000. So which problem do you think, just on the basis of the ROI, we should start working upon first? Sorry?
20,000.
A, right? A,
Yeah.
right? Because A is giving us the more amount of benefit, isn't it? Because this one, what they said, that you have to prioritize the thing and you have to choose the right set of the problem on which you should work. This one we got D as well. D stands for define, right? So it stands for, what do we do? Identify,
We identify the problem.
right set of problems, right? Isn't it? With me? Because we can say that define phase is given to us by GE. Comfortable, everyone? Yes, no, maybe? Very good. Let's look at this. Okay, so once you implement Six Sigma, okay, we as a Six Sigma professionals believes that there is an error, or there is a scope of, not error, in fact, we as Six Sigma professionals believe that wherever there is scope of error or wherever there is scope of improvement, Six Sigma can be applied anywhere and everywhere. So Six Sigma can be applied while purchasing the product. Yes, you want to purchase any raw material, maybe let's say from the supplier, you can deploy Six Sigma at the supplier side. Then you can deploy Six Sigma in the production side. You can deploy Six Sigma into the IT side as well. Let's say if there are a lot of errors, or Gina or a Jira ticket or the server is down, which are happening up, and you want to reduce those errors, that's when you can deploy Six Sigma. Okay. Now you can deploy Six Sigma in the finance side as well if you want to reduce the cost of, let's say if you want to reduce the invoicing errors, or you want to reduce the cycle time of invoicing or reconciliation time, then you can deploy Six Sigma in the finance. Then you can deploy Six Sigma into the operation side as well. You can deploy Six Sigma into the HRM as well. HRM stands for human resource management. If you want to reduce the cycle time of onboarding the employees, you can deploy Six Sigma. You can deploy Six Sigma for enhancing the employee satisfaction score as well. You can deploy Six Sigma in the supply chain industry as well if you want to reduce the cost of logistic cost, let's say. You can deploy Six Sigma. You can deploy Six Sigma into the admin department as well if you want to reduce the cost of maintenance. So guys, you can just think of the area wherever there is scope of improvement, you can deploy Six Sigma anywhere and everywhere. With me? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Guys, these are some of the organizations, okay? These are some of the organizations which already have deployed Six Sigma and getting benefit out of it. Since there are thousands and thousands of the organization, I cannot mention the name of all the organizations. I have mentioned only the name of the couple of the organizations out here. Let's look at this. First one is the Microsoft is definitely getting benefit by deploying Six Sigma. Then Amazon is another one. I have a couple of friends who are working as a senior project manager in Amazon, and they are getting benefit. They are deploying Six Sigma over there. In AWS as well, and few other areas they are deploying Six Sigma. Then they are in Wipro, it is being deployed. In HP it is deployed. Then Sun Life Financial, which is a Canadian based organization, it also has offices into the different globe. I mean, there's different countries. It has in Philippines as well. It has in Singapore, in multiple organizations, multiple places. JP Morgan is also into the deployment. Then we have PwC. Then we have Bharti Airtel. Then we have Condent. Then we have Adobe as well. Then we have iGate. Then Motorola was definitely the pioneer into the implementation of the Six Sigma. Then we have Accenture. Then we have UHG, which is United Health. Then we have Tata Steels. Then we have Tech Mahindra. Then we have Genpact. And finally, we have GE as well, which is into the deployment of the Six Sigma as well. With me?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes.
good. Comfortable on all the topics which we have covered so far?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. Guys, let's do one thing. What's the time right now? Let me just take the system time. So timing is 4:41 system time, my system time. Let's go for a 10-minute breather. Come back and we'll study then. All right.
Yes.
So guys,
Yeah.
I'm putting myself on the mute. So I'm putting, like I said, I'm putting myself on the mute, so you will not be able to hear me out. Okay. Guys, I hope everyone understood that we are going for 10-minute video.
Okay.
Okay, great guys. Thank you. Right, guys, I'm back. Please confirm your availability as well to me.
Yeah,
Imad
we are
is
available.
present.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back.
Yes.
Srinath is in. I hope everyone is back. Somnath is in.
Yes.
I can see individuals joining in now. Let's wait for a minute or so. Then we'll start. Sachin is in. Uday is in. Dibanjali is in. Kartik is in.
I'm in.
Great. Clearbell is in. Sam is in. All right. So guys, let's start. Okay. Let's start with the further discussion. Guys, let's start with this important concept, which is Six Sigma. Let me just hear your thoughts, guys. If somebody asks you what is Six Sigma, how would you define Six Sigma? How would you define Six Sigma? What's your thoughts, guys? What is Six Sigma?
Process improvements.
Process improvement.
So
Okay. What else?
they are a set of techniques or measures that
There's a
helps
set
to
of what?
improve process improvement. Techniques
A set of
or
what?
a set of techniques that helps to improve our processes.
Okay. Very good. What else?
Yeah, it's the process to reduce the variations.
Very good. It is process to reduce the variation.
Minimize the waste and control the process.
Reduce what? Waste.
Yeah, Rohit, a quality
Waste.
management philosophy and methodology.
Explain a
Improve
little bit
the,
more, Uday.
sorry,
What do you mean by philosophy?
means methodologies.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Okay.
improving the quality of product services.
Very good. So I think some of you already, in fact, not some of you, out of 28 individual or 29 individual which we had in the session, 24 are already trained on the concept of 24 are already trained on the concept of Six Sigma. So with an assumption that you all know, let's quickly look at this. Guys, I will try to explain it into two different ways. First one is using a medical analogy, and second one is more for technical words. Let's look at the medical analogy first. Now, guys, let's say you woke up in the morning. Okay, you woke up in the morning and you are not keeping well. You are feeling feverish. What would you do? What's the first step of action? What would you do if in case you woke up in the morning and you're not keeping well, you are feeling feverish? What's the next course of action?
Check temperature.
The temperature.
We'll go to the
Okay.
doctor.
Okay, let's say you have checked the temperature and temperature is 100 Fahrenheit. Now,
We will take a first aid.
Take paracetamol.
okay.
Have some medicine.
Okay.
And
How
then
many are see? Yeah. How many of you says that guys you will go to the doctor, and how many of you are of the opinion that we should take the medicines? How many of you are of the opinion that we should go to the doctor? Many of you say that we should go taking the medicines. Mention that in the chat window, guys. Mention that in the chat window. Use chat. Some are saying doctors, some are saying medicines. So it's a mixed response from the different individuals. Okay. Deepak Kumar, can you please be on the mute? So some of the individuals are saying neither. They will just take the medicines and they will inform their supervisor that they are not coming to office, isn't it? They are not keeping well. Yeah, so guys, some of you are of the opinion that we should go to the doctor. Now guys, what I feel that I think that is something which we all do. That's what we all do. Let's say if I'm feeling feverish or you are feeling feverish, first thing is we will try to take some medicines, isn't it? You might be taking crocin, paracetamol, or combiflam. Yeah. So you might take these medicines, and you are of the opinion that your fever might be improved, isn't it? You might take these medicines.
Yeah.
Now, in important questions which will occur, guys, why you have decided to take these medicines only? Why not any other medicine? Why you have decided to take these medicines?
Previous experience.
Because
Yeah.
these are basically prescribed by the doctors themselves when we visit for a lighter fever, which is of a less temperature.
Yeah, maybe why you decided to go, why you had decided to take these medicines, there could be two reasons behind it. First reason could be maybe you have a past history. In the past, you might not have been keeping well. That point of time, you might have taken these medicines and you might have been able to improve, isn't it? That could be one of the reasons you have taken these medicines. Don't you feel so?
Yeah.
Do you feel that another reason could be maybe someone in your family or someone known to you, might not have been keeping well, and they might have taken these medicines and they have been able to improve? Now you are thinking that if they can improve, you can also improve. Don't you think so? This could be the another reasons,
Yeah.
isn't it? See, you have taken the medicines for 2 days, but still your fever is not improving, it's not reducing. What would you do next?
Then we'll go to the
Sorry?
doctor.
Go to the doctor. Okay. Now, why have you decided to go to a doctor? Why you have decided to go to a doctor?
Because
the condition hasn't improved.
Condition has not improved. Okay. What else could have triggered you from going to the doctor actually?
The condition may be worst.
Okay. See, don't you feel, guys, you decided to go to an expert because you feel the doctor is an expert in this area? They have much more expertise in looking out for the problem than you might be possessing. They have much more sophisticated tools and much knowledge of looking for the problem and suggesting you the best medicines, isn't it? That's the reason you go to a doctor.
Yeah.
Now let's convert this into a business analogy now, guys. Let's say in your area, wherever you are working, in whichever area you're working, be it manufacturing, service, any industry. Let's say there are a lot of lot of challenges which you are facing currently. Don't you try to identify the root cause of the problem on your own first? Don't you try to identify the solutions on your own first? Don't we try and do R&D research on our own? We do, right? Isn't it? Now you also try and discuss that with the various supervisors. You might also discuss with your fellow workers as well, and with an intention that they might have faced the same situation and how they were able to dealt with this problem, isn't it? That is something which we all do. Yeah. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now guys, let's say you have not been able to identify the root cause of the problem on your own, neither you have been able to identify the right set of solutions. What's your thought? Should we go to an expert who can help us out in coming out of this difficult time?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's when we decide to go to a Six Sigma expert. Six Sigma are those individuals who are having much more expertise for looking out for the problematic area than you might be even aware of it. That's when we go to a Six Sigma expert. Now, guys, let's say you went to the doctor. You went to the doctor. What are the few things which the doctor would be asking you? What are the few things which the doctor would be asking?
Symptoms, when did it start?
Yeah. So the doctor would be asking us since how long the problem is actually existing. Yeah. Since how long is existing, whether we have taken any medicines or not, whether we have any past history of this symptoms or not, isn't it? Those are the few things which the doctor would be asking us.
Yes.
Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to define the problem for the doctor, isn't it? Well, there's the first step in the Six Sigma is the define phase. We will first define the problem. Once the problem is defined, doctor would be checking your temperature, might be checking your blood pressure as well. So might be doing some kind of the physical examination as well. Now what the doctor is trying to do, doctor is trying to measure the extent of your current problem, right? Isn't it? He's trying to baseline the current performance. Because there's the second phase of the DMAIC methodology is about baselining the current performance level at which my process might be operating. Now guys, by his or by her experience, the doctor is pretty much confirmed that what kind of disease you are suffering with. However, doctor is not ready to jump the guns and doctor is not ready to prescribe the medicines to you. What's the next thing what the doctor would be recommending?
Probably a blood test.
Yeah, so doctor would be recommending certain medical tests or the blood test, isn't it? Now you went to the pathology lab, you get your blood test done, and on the basis of the test, hear me, on the basis of certain test which would be conducted, and by using some more tools, it would be confirmed that what kind of disease you are suffering from. Yeah. Okay, that's the third phase in the DMAIC methodology. It's all about identifying the root cause of the problem. Now guys, once you get the reports, from the doctor, I mean to say from this medical test done, doctor would be seeing the reports and doctor would be pretty much confirmed that what kind of disease and what kind of problem you are facing with. Yeah, because that's the fourth phase in the DMAIC methodology. Once the root cause of the problem is known to us, okay, once the root cause of the problem is known, we move to the an improve phase, and improve phase is all in all about identifying the right set of solutions and implementing those solutions. Once you implement those solutions, the processes should start improving. Okay, the processes should start improving once you implement certain solutions. Now guys, tell me, let's say doctor has given the medicines to you as well. Now guys, by his or by her experience, doctor is pretty much confirmed that what kind of medicines you have taken or the medicine which they have recommended to you. Doctor is pretty much aware of the fact that your fever would be improved within 3 days, but still the doctor would be recommending medicines for 5 days. Why? Why the doctor would be recommending the medicines for 5 days?
Just to make sure that the condition of improvement continues.
He's
Yeah,
trying to
so
put a
guys,
control.
A reoccurrence can be avoided.
absolutely. Okay, that's the last phase in the DMAIC methodology, which is the control phase, and control phase is all in all about sustaining the improvement which we have been able to make. Okay, that's the last phase. Because once we identify, the first stage is we define the problem, second is we measure the problem, third is we analyze the root cause of the problem, then we improve it by identifying the right set of solutions, and finally it's all about sustaining the improvement which we have been able to make. Clear? The entire DMAIC methodology which we would be covering during your black belt course.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now guys, if somebody asks you what is Six Sigma, how you can start, you can say that there are different professors, different scholars, different individuals have defined Six Sigma in the different ways. You can try and define Six Sigma in maybe in 2 to 3 different ways altogether. One of the ways of defining Six Sigma is used as a problem solving methodology. Six Sigma is used as a problem solving methodology where we have bigger Y and we have smaller X's. What do we mean by Y and what do we mean by X? Now Y over here is the problematic area. I'm sure you all are aware of it. Now guys, whatever the problem which you might be facing in your area, businesses, may it let's say cycle time reduction you need to do, quality issue, accuracy issue, turnaround time, average handling time, or attrition, or absenteeism, or defects, or error, whatever the problem which you might be facing, that problem is donated by bigger Y in Six Sigma. Okay. Now we have smaller axis. Now what do you mean by smaller axis? What are the smaller axis?
The possible causes.
Yeah,
Variables.
these are the variables, we call it as the root cause of the problem, right? So we have bigger Y and we have root cause of the problems. Now guys, Six Sigma says that instead of working directly upon the bigger Y, we will try to work upon the smaller axis. And once we improve our smaller axis, eventually our bigger Y will improve. With me? Yeah. So let's take this example over here. Over here we have Y. Y is your output and X is your input. Y is also known as your dependent variable and X is known as your, tell me, independent variable, isn't it? Y is your dependent variable and X is your independent variable. Now let's take this example. Let's say guys, there is an individual who is not performing well, whose productivity is very low. What do you think should be the right set of solution? Should we ask that individual to move out of the organization? Do you think that's the right solution to deploy?
No.
No, right? So what can be done? We should try to identify the reasons, right? Isn't it? Why the individual is not able to perform? Because if you ask that individuals to leave, and if you get somebody else, let's say if you hire Arun, Deepak, Drishti, or Dinesh, or Ahmed, what is the surety that these guys will be able to perform? With me? There's no surety in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now guys, that's the reason. We have to identify the reasons why the individual is not performing well. Once we identify the reasons, maybe the individual might be very less in the skill set. We have to provide the skill set. We might have to provide the training, or the individual might be lacking some kind of tools and the techniques. In that scenario, we have to provide them the tools and the techniques to the individuals as well. And once you start providing them this kind of support, their performance will improve, and eventually your entire processes will improve. Comfortable? Now here's the second definition of Six Sigma. Six Sigma uses a metric. When we say Six Sigma uses a metric, it uses a common yardstick of measurement for the business processes, where you can compare the different processes with each other. Now guys, in an organization, which all departments do we have? We have operations department, then we have IT, then we have supply chain, then we have HR, then we have admin, then we have payroll, and many more. Now tell me, can I compare operations department performance with HR department performance? Can I do so?
No.
No.
Can I compare HR with maybe with IT?
No.
No.
No, we
Why?
cannot compare.
Why?
We cannot compare apples with oranges.
The
Why I
KPIs
cannot
are
compare?
different for each department.
Sorry?
Both the functions are different.
The KPIs
Their
will be defined
performance
differently for each department.
process will be different. Their KPIs will be different.
Absolutely. Since I cannot compare the different processes with each other, since the KRAs and the KPIs of the different departments are different, isn't it? Hence, I will not be able to compare. How about this, guys? If I can provide a tool to the leadership team, let's say to the senior leadership team, or to the CEO, CFO, or any other individual who is sitting at a leadership level, if I can provide them a tool through which they would be able to compare the different processes with each other, don't you think it would be a fantastic tool for them?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Guys, trust me, Six Sigma is that tool which can be used as a common yardstick of measurement for comparing the different processes with each other. Now guys, what we can do, we can calculate the sigma level of the processes for sigma level of the different processes, then can start comparing the different processes with each other. Let's say three different processes are X, Y, Z. These are three different processes. Department X is operating at 2 sigma maybe, Y is operating at 3 sigma, and department Z is operating at 4 sigma. Can you tell me which department is doing better? Which department is doing better, X, Y, or Z? Z, right? Because Z is already operating at 4 sigma, isn't it? Now guys, if I can calculate this, I'm sure we would be able to make the things comparable. In that scenario, we would be doing a apple to apple comparison. So you can calculate the sigma level of the processes, then can start comparing the different processes with each other. Hence we say that Six Sigma uses a common yardstick of measurement. Okay, the next is Six Sigma uses a management system. When I say management system, over here we have 3 to 4 different frameworks: DMAIC, DMADV, and DFSS. What does DMAIC stands for? Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMADV stands for define, measure, analyze, design, and verify. And what does DFSS stands for? Design for Six Sigma. Have you heard about all these three?
I have heard about two, DMAIC and DFSS.
Yeah, I have heard about two, DMAIC and DMADV.
Okay. Now guys, these are all the different kind of improvement. There are more. There are many more. Okay. There are different kind of the improvement frameworks which can be utilized within the Six Sigma for making the improvement processes. However, the most common method which is used, or the methodology which is used for making the improvement, is DMAIC. Now, when to use DMAIC, when to use DFSS, and when to use DMADV. Now,
DMAIC is
methodology. Yeah, DMAIC methodology is used when you want to improve your existing processes. Okay. When you want to improve your existing processes, see, the improvement opportunities or the defects or the errors will lie only in the existing processes, right? Isn't it? Defects will occur only in the existing processes which are already existing. That's when you can use your DMAIC, since it's a continuous improvement methodology, or it's a continual improvement, you can also say. That's when you can use your DMAIC methodology for making the improvement. Now, DMADV is used when your processes might already, maybe I can say when you're trying to build a new system altogether, when you're trying to build a new process altogether, and you want to ensure that from the very first day it is Six Sigma compliant, not making any defects. That's when you can use your DMADV. And finally, we have DFSS. DFSS is used when your processes might be already operating very near to the Six Sigma level, and the further improvement, hear me, when the further improvement cannot be made using the DMAIC methodology, that's when you will be going with the DFSS, which is more of a automation. Let me just give an example over to you. Let's say, guys, 10 years back or 15 years back, if you wanted to withdraw money from the bank, what was the procedure of withdrawing the money? What was the procedure of withdrawing the money? Or if you wanted to transfer the money to someone, what was the procedure of doing so?
We had to go to the bank.
Visit the branch.
Over the counter.
Yeah, so you used to go to the bank, fill up a form, fill up a withdrawal form or transfer form or the check, and you to deposit that to the banker, right? And at the counter, isn't it? That's when you will be getting the money. Filled up a form and you had asked for $5,000 of money. Were you getting $10,000 in return if you had filled $5,000 in the slip? Were you getting $3,000? Maybe no, right? You were getting $10,000 only. Was there any error in it? Was there any error?
No.
No.
So there was no error in it, right? Isn't it? But don't you think the cost of the operation was quite high? Because the bank used to have a good amount of staff which used to cater to the requirement of the customer. Yeah. And they also need to maintain the various inventory files as well, registers as well, for doing all those things. So the cost of operation was quite high that point of time. Now, what is the procedure now? You can sit in the training room and you can transfer the money using IRCT, I mean to say using the net banking. Yeah. By using the net banking, you can transfer the money. If you want to withdraw the money, you can easily go to the ATM machine and you can withdraw, and you can swipe cards as well. So there is no need of physically going to the bank and doing that. Don't you think the cost of the operation has been reduced and it's more ease of business for the customer?
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, everyone.
Yes.
So guys, that's when you would be using your DFSS, which stands for Design for Six Sigma, which stands for Further Automation. I hope guys, so far so good, because I'm not hearing anything from anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys,
Rohit, so would DFSS be more of an extension to DMAIC?
you can say that. You can say that it's more of a automation, or maybe just bringing more of a re-engineering the things, which is a part of a BPR, business process re-engineering. Okay.
Right.
You
Okay.
can see that. Now guys,
So
let me
it
just
can
tell
be
you.
an extension to DMAIC as well as DMADV, right?
Yes, so DFSS is actually a part of your DMADV, or you've tried to redesign the things altogether from the starting. Yeah. Now guys, let me just tell you before I proceed further, because I don't want to set unrealistic expectations with each one of you. This course, which is black belt, I will only teach you DMAIC. DMADV and DFSS is a part of your master black belt course, which I will not cover over here. I will only teach you DMAIC. But yes, I wanted to give you a glimpse of what is the, if somebody asks you what is the difference between DMAIC, DMADV and DFSS, at least you should be aware of it. All
One
right.
question.
One thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So
One thing.
this digitization
Okay.
processes are all DFSS, right?
Yeah, definitely, it's a part of a digital. See, when you cannot make the further improvement, what is the thing which is left? Automation, right? Isn't it? Now, for doing the, have you heard about chatbot or voice bot?
Yeah.
What is that? Previously, the things which you were further doing that manually and there were no errors, you want to make things go further better, right? You want to remove the human intervention. So for that, you try to build a new process altogether from the scratch, maybe building certain AI and ML onto it. That is a part of your DFSS itself.
Yeah, correct. I agree to this. But
Yeah.
what to say? I have one question. I don't know whether it is the right forum, because see, when we try to have a discussion with a chatbot or any kind of that bot kind of a thing, they have a predefined set of questions for which there will be answers. But if we ask something out of their scope, naturally they don't answer it. Whereas the human usually will try to get back with the answers, right? So
I agree. No, I totally agree. But see, first thing is what you have to do. See, at least at the starting, you cannot train the bot all the scenarios which the customer might be asking, right? So over a period of time, you have to build your bot in such a manner that's a self-learning module where the bot will learn over a period of time, and eventually it will start improving and start answering the remaining queries from the customer. We cannot expect everything to be done and handled by the bot in the very first stage, right? And second thing is Poker Yoke. When I talk about Poker Yoke, I'm sure you know what is Poker Yoke. It's about automation, isn't it?
yeah.
Mistake proofing, right? So
Yes.
most of the organization only go for semi-automation, not the full automation, because going for the full automation, what you are talking about is more costly, and then the return which you would be getting. Hence, the organization don't go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, guys, once you implement Six Sigma, there are a couple of benefits which the organization will be getting. It will lead to the improved customer satisfaction, reduce cycle time, increase productivity, reduce total defects, errors. It will also reduce help in reducing the work in progress. And finally, it will also help us in improving the process flows. How? By identifying and by removal of the non-value added activities. Okay. Guys, this will be the last slide of the day. After that, I will have a quick discussion with you for 2 minutes around the mini tab as well. Now, guys, look at this. What does fifth column DPMO stands for? What does DPMO stands for?
Per million opportunities.
Per million opportunity, right? In 1 million, how many numbers do we have? 10 lakh, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Now, if your process is operating at 3 sigma level, then the number of the defects which you would be making in 1 million would be approximately 66,800 defects. If your process starts operating at 4 sigma level, then the number of the defects which your process would be making would be 6,210 defects. If your process starts operating at 5 sigma level, then the number of the defects which you would be making in 1 million is 230, which means that if you are checking 230 transactions, you will find, I mean to say, if you are checking 1 million opportunity, you will find only 230 defects in 5 sigma. If your process starts operating at 6 sigma level, then the number of the defects which you can expect in 1 million is only 3.4 defects only. With me?
Hey, one question. I read some article long time back. They're saying that GE has implemented 18 sigma for takeoff and
Just hold on.
is
Just
it
hold
true?
on. No, just hold on, Dinesh. Just hold on. As of now,
Okay.
clear? Yes or no? As of now, clear? Now, question: can I move above 6 sigma? Can we move above 6 sigma?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the answer is yes. Answer is yes. Now, if you ask me what level we can move, you can move to 50 sigma as well. Okay, you can move to 48 sigma as well. Now think from this angle. Let's say aviation industry. Okay, within aviation industry, there are different processes: flight takeoff, flight landing. Then we have baggaging counter. Uh, then we have ticketing counter. I will talk specifically about the flight takeoff and flight landing. Can they afford 3.4 defects over there? Can they afford 3.4 defects in landing or in flight takeoff?
No. No.
No, right?
No, they can't.
Because when the life of the passengers is at stake, you cannot afford 3.4 defects over there, isn't it? Now, guys, they usually operate somewhere between 9 and 12 sigma level. Okay. Now think from this angle. Can NASA or ISRO afford 3.4 defects?
No. No.
No, no.
No.
When millions and the billions of the dollars is at stake, when the life of the when the astronauts is at stake, and when the credibility of the country is at stake, they cannot afford 3.4 defects over there. As for the recent information which we have received, I just read it in one of the articles which I also forwarded it to some other folks, that NASA is saying that they have recently done an activity, and one of the things which they have done, they are usually operating at 24 sigma level, 48 sigma level. Now even don't think about the accuracy level. See what is happening, guys. From 3 to 4, from 4 to 5, from 5 to 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 24, 50. What is happening? As soon as you will improve, as soon as you will move to the next level, what will happen? The DPMO will reduce down, right? Defects will
Yeah.
reduce. And what is happening? Look at the last column. Yield. What is yield? It is the accuracy percentage. So the accuracy percentage will further improve. Yeah. So higher the sigma level, lesser are the defects, and higher is the accuracy percentage. With me?
Yes.
Guys, there is a saying which I tell it to everyone, every participant whom I interact with, and that saying is, only God is
It's
100% correct. Only God is 100% correct. Otherwise, there is an error in every piece of work which you do. So do not even try to become a God. You will never be 100% perfect. You can make 100% only for a shorter duration of time, but never ever permanently, right? The only thing which you can do is you can improve upon the accuracy percentage, but you will never be able to reach 100%. Think from this angle. Let's say for another 1,000 years or so, whatever the mission NASA does it or ISRO does it, if every mission is successful for them, can they claim that they are 100% accurate? Can they claim they are 100% accurate?
No.
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 Why? Because they already have seen the failure in the past, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hence the only thing which they can do, they can improve upon the accuracy percentage, but they will never be able to reach 100%. That's the myth. Okay. And trust me, guys, most of the organization usually operate somewhere around 3 and 4 sigma level only. And if you want to move above 6 sigma level, or even up to Six Sigma level, then you have to bring in automation. Okay, you have to bring in automation, and automation is definitely very costly. With me? Any questions? No? Guys, this is the new topic which I would be starting from tomorrow. But there is a mandate which I will let you know, everyone. Just tell me how many of you are attending this session using the mobile phone. How many of you are attending this session using the mobile? Any one of you? Is anyone who is attending this session using the mobile phone? As you have to speak up. Anyone who is using the mobile phone?
No.
Guys, okay, very
No.
good. Guys, in case you are using it, in case you are using mobile phone for attending the session, you have to make sure that from tomorrow onwards you are using the laptop or a desktop. Okay, that would be required for doing the practice along with me for doing the analysis. Now tell me how many of you, no, let me first tell you, guys, we would be needing Minitab from tomorrow onwards. So go ahead and download Minitab. So it will start from Minitab 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is the latest version. So you can download Minitab. If in case it's not downloaded, you will get 1 month of free trial. Okay, getting my point? Guys, please go onto the website and type out onto the Google and type Minitab down free download, and you will be able to use it.
Okay.
It is
Whosoever,
already
no,
expired.
hear me out, Dipanjali. Whosoever has already used that in the green belt and it has expired, which version of Minitab did you use? 17, 18, 19? I'm sure whatever version you might have used. Now guys, you have to uninstall it. Okay, don't delete it. Do you know how to uninstall that?
Yeah.
Go on to the control panel. From the control panel, search for the programs, then delete all the root files from there. Okay, once you delete the root files, try and download again, then it should work. Okay, in case it does not work, you have two options. Either one option is you can reach out to your organization and you can let them know to provide you a Minitab, since you would be doing the projects for the organization and organization would be getting benefit out of it. They can provide you the Minitab. And the second option is you can use Minitab online as well. It's not that you have to use desktop version. You can use online as well. That is available. That can be used by anyone. With me?
Can we use any other software like R?
No,
In
R will
case.
not. No, R will not solve your purpose over here. R
Okay.
will not do it. It's in R you have to write the codings, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to make lot of efforts for combining the data and for crunching the data as well. Over here, it's just a click of a button. You will not be able to do so. So Minitab is a mandate.
Rohit, I have a question. I mean, I do have Minitab, but it's not on this system. I mean, it's on my official laptop. So, will you be sending the data in advance, which we will be using for tomorrow?
Come again. I would be sharing what?
I mean, the data which we have to use tomorrow for practice. Will you be sharing that in advance so that I can transfer it to my other laptop where I do have the Minitab?
Okay. So great question. So your training coordinator should be sharing this presentation along with the data with you.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can see someone mentioned yes. So you will not be able to use download that onto the laptop. Office laptop, you have to have the admin rights. So reach out to your office. They will be providing the access to you. If in case they deny, use online version of Minitab. Use online.
Rohit, when I'm downloading the Minitab for the second time,
Is it okay if I give the same email ID, contact number to download? Or if
Change
it,
it,
or
change
does
it,
it
change
not
it,
allow?
change it, change it, change it, change it. And in case Minitab 19 also don't work for you, try and download a lower version of Minitab, maybe Minitab 17. That should work then.
Okay.
Come to the lower version of Minitab. With me, everyone. Is there any questions for me so far?
Hey, I tried using my Gmail account to register it there, but it is asking for official email ID. So I don't want to give official email ID because of compliance reasons.
Who Minitab does not know that whether it's a official.
No, I gave Gmail and it is saying that the email ID provided by is not issued by organization that is not
No,
eligible for web
it's
storage.
okay. It's okay. You can mention that for the email for the official as well. See, you are not downloading any. You are not even cracking that, right? It's
yeah.
It is just a trial version which is provided free of cost, isn't it? Yes, you're not getting any crack version or unauthorized application. It is free of cost. Yeah. Well, then nobody would be providing you the key. If they will provide you the key, how they will work?
I got it.
Yeah. Comfortable? Is any question